Oh, hello there.
Oh, hey.
Oh,
Caught me
so,
trying to sneak my cigar pre-lit before the show started here, but
Got a
I
soft
almost got
flame
it.
flickering over there?
Yeah, buddy, my fake DuPont. This fucking terrible ping is so bad.
It's just a
Oh,
thunk.
it's not good. That one's way more convincing.
right? Sounds legit.
Oh, that's not a legit one. It's a
Oh no, it's out of gas. Yeah, no, it's a knockoff, but
a DuPont, if you
it's a
will.
dupe. A dupe. We gotta give it some gas.
So what's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday. We lost a few members today. A couple guys got sick. Another one's on daddy duty. Hound Dog. We are still streaming to Hound Dog's channel, but sadly, I guess Ruffy's not feeling too well, so he had to go bring him to the vet real quick just to make sure everything's all right. So
Yeah,
we're
hope
hoping,
Ruffy's feeling better.
yeah, we got to get the mascot back to full speed. But you got me, Carpy, and Michael tonight. So, gentlemen, how we doing?
Good man, just in here subbing as B Squad, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Right at light up. This guy isn't too bad. The old group of five.
Yeah, I almost smoked that one tonight. Came very close, but I wanted to smoke this one, the Singularity, because Hound Dog had sent it to me, and it's got a ton of age on it. I've had one of them. I really enjoyed it, and then he sent me out like another 3 or 4 of them. So figured I'd smoke this one tonight.
Hell yeah.
I kind of want to review that one you're smoking right now, the group of 5.
Yeah. I kind of wanted to too, but I don't think it would get a whole lot of eyes on it.
Yeah. Well, that's a main reason why I picked Illusione tonight, because it's a brand I just haven't heard like brought up at all this year for no specific reason, but
What
you
was
guys
it
know,
was it last year when they did all the rebranding? All the
Yeah,
new
I think so.
labels and
I think it was late last year, or like early into this year.
I think they had an issue with the quality control on the Singularity when they redid that band.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember Tim on Cigars Daily was amping up the cigar. And it was a good cigar when it burned right. And I didn't have any issues with it, but apparently a lot of people did. So that might have hurt them a little bit.
Yeah, I know that's one of their popular cigars. I would say that and the Epernay are probably their biggest 2 out of the portfolio.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like it's been a real quiet year out of their stuff. I know they use Aganorsa for a lot of their blends, and I think AJ makes some of their stuff too. So I'm wondering if that has something to do with it, because a lot of factories have started to migrate away from Aganorsa this year. A lot of reblends in different factories.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they're pulling that move too with some of their SKUs.
Yeah, I just noticed that I haven't smoked a single one this year, which is weird. I've always been able to fit one in every single year between like the one-off, the Allegria, which they came out with last year. So yeah, there were no releases, smaller production. It seemed like. But when I was at my B&M this past week, man, the shelves were stocked. Like they had just gotten in all new shipments of stuff.
Yeah, I rushed to my B&M today too, because I was like, well, let me go see if I could find something new that got released that I just slipped through the cracks and I didn't know about it. But when I got there, they were stocked, but it was all the same brands that have been around for a few years now.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
don't know.
This
Do you guys?
This one's made of Aganorsa, and I tried to look up the blend. It kind of tastes Corojo-y, but it's undisclosed. So
I think Dion blends a lot with Corojo. I think it's in a lot of his blends, from what I've seen. Yeah. What's your guys' favorite Illusione, from your smoking experience the past few years? Do you have one that stands out from the pack?
Not really. I mean, I've enjoyed every one that I've had, but I haven't really ever been like, damn, I need a box of that?
I enjoyed the one-off that I smoked. It had a very Cuban-esque profile. The original documents I've always been a fan of. The Holy Lance and the CG4, especially in the Candela. I enjoyed that. I paired that up with Chartreuse back when we did like the original studio pairing. And shoot, what was the other one that really struck me? It was the Hoya Excalibur that they did. That was really cool. I liked that blend. I thought that it was a nice way to kind of incorporate the old labels, but also have Dion's touch on it, you know, and kind of rebrand that. The only problem was that the Excalibur, although it was a double Corona, it was like $19 when it came out, which seemed high since it was before all the prices started to jump. So it was ahead of the curve in a lot of ways.
And it's a big fucking cigar too.
Yeah, it's a big one, you know. But I mean, like his shop, Fumari, is right up north in Reno here in Nevada, and I mean they're one of the best shops in the whole entire state when it comes to how the selection is curated. He has a big selection of Illusione sticks, of course, but he has a lot of other really good gems in there, and he keeps everything at MSRP or like maybe 30 cents higher.
That's cool.
And he does all the distribution for a lot of brands, you know, especially in the state, just because of the taxes and everything. So,
yeah,
nice.
I mean, from my experience, I've smoked a majority of the stuff, and it's been good, but nothing that I've been like, I need a Tupperdor full of these. You know what I mean? Like, I see them, I'll smoke them. They're always like B tier, good cigars. Like, I don't mind smoking them. The Epernay is okay for me. It's hit or miss. I've had good ones and I've had okay ones. The Singulare is pretty good. These aged ones that Hound Dog sent me are really good. They got 5 years plus of age on them. I can't remember off the top of my head, but the one that stands out to me that I enjoy and I pick it up when I see it is the one-off 53 plus. That one was very good, but it's like one of his most expensive sticks too. You don't see it too often.
Yeah.
Smoked it a long time ago. I don't remember like flavor notes or profiles without checking back. I just remember smoking that cigar going, wow, this is like, I finally found an Illusione that I like, which was towards like the end of smoking the entire catalog. It was like one of the last ones I got to. And they released that black and tan this year, that one-off. I picked that up. So I'm looking to try in that because, you know, I'm hoping the one-off brand just kind of continues to do matches with my palate at least.
Yeah. I mean, he's a local guy. He got his start at an old lounge here that went defunct some years ago, Dion. And he was also part of that wave in like the early 2000s when I first started my journey. So I guess that there will always be an association that I have with the brand just because it was very much like him and Pete with the Tatuaje Brown label, the Miami Havana, and then the original documents with Illusione, right? It was like the closer New World comparisons of like upstart brands in the early 2000s that had a Cuban-esque kind of flavor note and were doing it out of Nicaragua.
Right. I mean, because he's been around for a long time at this point. We got a question here from RJL. Quick question. My collection got a little too big. How would you store some excess cigars if ambient temps are 80 plus? Oof.
Jeez.
You're going to need a coolador.
Yeah, smoke them quick.
Yeah. Or, yeah, I mean, like the coolador is probably going to be the best, especially if you get like an Igloo 120 quart, something like that could hold up some size.
Yeah.
Put an ice pack in it or something, or what?
Yeah, I mean, you could. It's going to keep the internal temperature pretty good. You know, like 24 hours with one ice pack, and you'll be in the 60s.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe one of the NeedOnes that has temperature control. I don't know how well those will do, and I'm assuming this is in a house that's at like 80-degree temps. you know, because those things will struggle if the ambient temperature is a little high too. They'll sometimes struggle to keep that temperature inside down. But I would probably try that first. I would look for a NeedOne or a New Air, you know, something along those lines. What's that latest one you reviewed, Mike?
That was the Zayun.
What?
It's nice.
It looks good. I saw Cigars Daily did a episode on one too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I referenced him in mine because his came out, I think, like 6 or 7 months ago. So he had, I think, the first one up on YouTube. And I watched his video before I did mine just to kind of pick up a couple little knickknacks because he went over it very in depth.
Oh,
and I mean, Terrence is here in the chat. He can go over it too. I think that theirs crapped out on them after a few months. I'm not sure if that ever got resolved or not. I've had no problems with it, but also mine hasn't had to struggle with the 110-degree days in Las Vegas. So we'll see next summer how that goes.
Yeah.
And looking at the NeedOne information, it basically says the top end of the ambient temperature range is like 78. So I mean, if you're in the low 80s, go for it. If you're any higher than that, it's probably not going to do what you want it to do.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Now might be a good time too. Black Friday, you might be able to catch them on sale too. So if you're looking Cyber Monday tomorrow, you might be saving a few shekels if you get it now.
I always found the best place to get NeedOnes is like Walmart's site.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I bought two there.
Got them for super cheap compared to everywhere else.
Yeah.
I don't know if my discount code is still good, but it's just the first 2 words in my name. I'll check right now.
There you go. Go to Master Your Ash anyway and check out the video. I'm sure it'll be in there somewhere.
Yeah, it's in the description for sure. Let's see. See if the code still works.
Got some guys smoking Illusiones in the Discord tonight. Nice. I got to try that Holy Lance. I've heard okay things about it. I just never see them.
Yeah.
Usually a good indicator.
What's going on, Javi? Sal's here.
Sal, Javi, what up?
I think Terrence is moving this weekend. I threw him a link to get on the show, but pretty sure he's switching houses. So he's probably a little busy. Covered in sheetrock dust. Yep, there you go.
Wonder why. Patching up the walls in the old place before he moves? Trying to get his deposit back, or
or did his girlfriend do what like most girls do? They get into the new place and like, we should take this wall down. It's like, oh yeah, that's easy. Let's just do that right away.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one that supports the ceiling, yes.
Structural. Yeah, right, exactly. Is this load bearing? I don't know. We just got here 10 minutes ago. Like, what do you? Let us know what you guys are smoking too. If you're having a cigar on a Sunday night, officially into December. Holy shit! Crazy how fast like the holiday season has gone.
Wild.
Yeah.
I feel like we were just doing the Halloween stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my house already is fully Christmas decked out, so the wife's been going into overdrive the past few days.
Yep.
Kids are breaking shit left and right. We got like 3 nutcrackers that are broken that I got to start gluing together again.
Are you an elf on the shelf guy?
Dude, it's the fucking worst thing in the world. Not my idea. Trust me, Michael. Not my idea.
I get it, dude. I get it.
Fuck, man. This is our second year doing it.
Oh, nice. We just set up our Christmas stuff today, and I was like, we've got a split entry, right? So you got your handrail that goes up the middle, and then you can look over the stairwell from the living room, and there's a handrail there. And I was kind of like lazily kind of whooping the Christmas lights on that railing that's overlooks. And my wife is like, no, I don't want it like that. I'm like, I'll help you with it. She's like, you don't want to help me with this. And she like tightly wound the whole fucking railing, plugs it in. And like, mind you, when I plugged it in, all of the lights worked, right? But now that she's got it looped around about 100 times, there's a section of like 10 that does not work. And I'm like, I don't know, wiggle the bulbs.
Yeah.
Can't get small section working. And I was like, well, if I take it off, I'm taking it off with wire cutters. I'm just cutting that into small pieces and throwing it in the trash.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
get a
I
new
did
set.
I did half of like the outside of my house. Like we have a pretty sizable like landscape around the house. So I did like half of the main bushes one night and my kids were helping me and they're pulling out the light strands out of the containers and they were, plugging them in, playing with them. And I was like, all right, when I get back, it got dark, too late. And I was like, I'll finish tomorrow when I get home from work. And when I was at work, my landscape guy showed up and he cut the grass and there was like 7 strands that my kids had left on the grass that he just fucking ran over and just destroyed all of them. He sent me a message. He's like, I owe you some Christmas lights. I was like, no, it's my fault. The kids fucking threw that shit everywhere. Yeah. It's a lot of strap metal.
Sheesh.
Sal's referencing this. I've heard it before that Dion's looking to sell the brand, possibly why he went through the whole rebranding of some of the cigars. Epernay was a daily smoke. Yeah.
I wonder what like their sales numbers are, because like you said, you don't really hear people talk about them.
Yeah, I mean, 5 years ago, I think you heard about them a lot. Like they were in the rotation of like brands that people would talk about. But it's been like getting quieter and quieter every year. And it was, for a while, then you heard Dunbarton come in and then you would hear Warped and you would hear Crown Heads. And Illusione was kind of in that mix too. Like I felt like that's like some newer brands you would always just hear and repeat. But then as the years have gone, like I don't hear about them anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Jeremy Piven is one of the worst cigars I've ever smoked this year. It's on my doo-doo list this year for sure. And it should be an older cigar too, because I've seen that cigar, that same box in my local B&M for like 2 years. And it every once in a while, like one would get taken and it was getting really low finally. And I was like, I'm gonna grab one just in case these are, it's a gem and I've been missing out all these years. And then I smoked it. I was like, this is not, I know why this has been here for like 2 years. No one's smoking this shit. Yeah. Anyone smoked the Eladio Diaz 71st anniversary?
Not yet.
I haven't even seen it at my shop. Either it came and went or they didn't get it. I don't know.
The 70th we smoked on Unbanded was really fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
That cigar needed that 1 year of age. Like we smoked it in December, probably last year, Mike, I think.
Yeah, we smoked it pretty soon after release, and she was not ready.
No, I immediately regretted buying that box. I think I gave away half, and then the last 5 I had, we did an episode with Terrence, and it was way better with a year of age on it. So if you see the 70th, you might want to pick that one up and try it.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on? Smoking a Padilla 1932 10 year. Nice.
Yeah.
It's a brand that I need to smoke more of.
Yeah, I don't have too much experience with either of those. I get them confused all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You smoke any other stuff, Carb?
Padilla? No. I do have Ugo sent me the Miami, and I just haven't smoked it yet. I remember a lot of people really enjoying that one though, so I'm looking forward to smoking it. I just never remembered to.
Yeah, I think Hound Dog really liked the Miami.
Did he? I think I kind of have it in my head, and I mean I know shouldn't hold this against them, but like when I used to get and still get all of those like magazines from the different shops, the online ordering places. In the back, there's always like 15 different Padilla bundles, and they're just like super cheap. Like, let's can't.
Leaves you guessing, right?
Do you also make good cigars, or is this all factory smokes with a different band on it?
Yeah.
It's kind of like Villiger, where all of those are always so cheap, Well, they've tarnished their brand identity.
Yeah. I don't know anyone that's pumping Villiger these days, to be honest. I smoked one this year that I can remember. It was the number 41. And it was okay, but I don't think Villiger makes that cigar. I think someone makes it for them.
Ah.
And I think that's why I enjoyed it. And it was sent to me anyway. I don't remember who sent it to me. I think Secreto, actually. I think Ronnie smoked it and sent it to me. He's like, you got to try this. And I was like, okay, yeah, it's all right. But
Yeah.
other than that, I mean, there's just some brands out there that have slowly been on the back burner for a while now. And those are like 3 of them that I never looked for.
Aw.
That'll happen.
Definitely.
I think Felipe got a dud of a Padron 97 that we smoked on Unbanded because he was the only one that didn't enjoy that cigar. Crazy.
His is like peppery all the way through, wasn't it?
Yeah, he said he just got bombarded.
That sucks because it is a bit much at first, but then all of ours mellowed out. I watched Johnny OCD's review; his mellowed out.
Yeah. Is that a cigar you've reviewed, Michael? The 97 Maduro?
Yeah, I smoked that just a few days ago, and kept on calling it the BP.
Oh, that's
instead of
right.
the
Yeah.
So yeah, I've reviewed it. The review should come out on Tuesday. It's lined up. Just gotta edit it.
Hmm.
But it was great. It was really good.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, it's number 1 on my S tier top 10 for this year.
Wow. So it's the overall, huh?
It is the winner. I've smoked probably 4 or 5 this year, and I've never not had like an S tier experience with it.
Nice.
So it beats out the Atabey Black.
Yeah, well, I rated that last year. I smoked the
Oh,
Atabey
okay.
Black in December last year, so it made that
I didn't
list.
even know that.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they came out, I think, in December last year, and I was able to get them early. And it made my list right away. I was like, well, fuck it. It's got to go on this year's list. I smoked it. So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's fair. I always like my problem with I think I had this last year at the end of the year. My problem is that I feel like it's kind of a confirmation bias thing too. Like if I smoke it in December and it's fantastic, I'm like, oh, that was the best cigar of the year. And it's
sure.
like, shit, I just, it was the last
Yeah.
great cigar that I smoked too. So
Yeah.
Right.
It's always hard because you want to revisit some of them to see if they can stack up, like make sure it's on what list for me. But I mean, there's only so much time in the fucking year. Like eventually you just got to be like, yeah, it's in there, or take it off the list, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I finally started throwing some cigars on a list, and I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 so far on it.
Mm.
But it's gonna come down to like, I know I'm gonna find a couple more and then have to either smoke them again or watch my video and try and be in the moment again.
Yeah.
If I don't have it.
I mean, that was the whole entire fundamental reason for the mid-year list. It wasn't just to have 2 best of videos every year and try to maximize views or anything. It was that's a byproduct of it, I guess, but it was to have a 6-month window so that I'd only have to go back in 6 months and go, okay, is there something that needs to be included in this? And then where, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Especially when you're
So-
trying to do as many reviews as Hound Dog, like, and
Yeah.
I in no way, shape, or form have as many per year. But it's like if you're still doing 2 to 3 a week, I mean, it adds up.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. And you're smoking Cigars too, right? And sometimes you're like, oh, I'm not going to record this video, and then you smoke a cigar, and you're like, holy shit, that was really fucking good. And now it's like you got to try to make a video for it if you want it on the list. And
Yeah, no, 100%.
I like JD's comment here. Is this Beastie Boys reunion?
For sure.
Yeah, check out Walmart if you want to find those electronic humidors. You might find a good one. Yeah, this year, I mean, I've had to move some things around. So like I didn't have a ton of F tiers, but I had enough D tiers that I was like, you know what, that cigar was really bad. I'm just going to bump it down to F. Like I had to get some wiggle room. I didn't smoke a ton of S's this year, but I had a lot of good A's that I consistently smoked. So I had to kind of put those into S tier just to kind of fill out the top 10s for every section. So had to do some finagling.
It's a lot of lists to make.
It is. It is.
Like, I still haven't decided if I keep looking for cigars and find that I'm close enough to like 20, I might do 2 lists, one being, you know, less expensive and one being more expensive. What that cutoff point is would depend on where they. I think $25 is reasonable.
Yeah, especially how expensive cigars are getting. Like it's pretty reasonable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to do it because we talked about it before, and it was like my top 10 is a pretty bougie list. Like it's like all expensive cigars. I mean, there's a couple in there that are budget friendly, but like 8 out of the 10 are all cigars that are $25 and up. And
see, but I think that speaks to how good some cigars can be, right? It's like finding a hidden value in wine, right, or bourbon, where you're just like, man, this is underpriced for what it is, and it delivers exceptional quality. So it just goes to show how exclusive that really can be.
Right.
Yeah, I'm about half and half on over 25.
Yeah. Is there a cigar you're struggling to put in the top 10, but you want it in there, but you're not sure if it was a top 10?
I mean, I'm always smoking that LE 2023, right? Is it a top 10 cigar? I really do enjoy it, but are there 10 cigars I enjoyed more than that? Probably.
Yeah.
Talk about the Lampert?
No, the just that Cavalier. I really like that one. I smoke it all the time. It really hits a spot for me, but there's probably 10 cigars I enjoyed more than that. That one's kind of a combination of I really enjoy it, and it's pretty damn affordable. So I smoke it a lot.
I mean, it could always be an honorable mention. You know, there's room for that too.
True.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like when I experience that, sometimes I'm just like, you know what, this is an honorable mention just because I enjoyed smoking the hell out of it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, like some of my A tiers that I've like put into the S tier, and then I was like, no, let me take it out, and I've like repositioned them a few times. The Red Meat Lovers for me, it's like that's such a great cigar, but is it as good as the other ones? And I already have a Dunbarton. I have 2 Dunbartons in my S tier. I'm like, I can't put fucking 3 Dunbartons. Everyone knows I'm a Saka guy, but fuck, man, if 3 Dunbartons make my S tier, that doesn't look good.
Right.
So I got that one that's been going back and forth, and then the Lampert Ocean Breeze has kind of been like in the S tier, then back to the A. So I still got still some movement here, but I think my lists are pretty set. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I don't have a video of the Ocean Breeze yet. I really enjoyed it when I smoked it. I've got one chilling in my little staging box. I got a lot of videos I got to put out this month so I can consider them smoked and reviewed on the final list.
What biker gang are you in there, Carp?
Right? I told him it's not leather. It's like
it's not a cut?
No, it's, I don't know what it is. Some sort of material. Waxed canvas or something it's called. I don't fucking know.
Oh, so RJL does have one already. He has a 16L NeedOne. You got to get the 48s, man. You got to get a big one.
Oh, yeah.
I hope that they make an 84 next year.
They should.
They should.
Yeah.
I would get a larger one because I've just got a ton of, well, not a ton. I've got 2 large Tupperdors, and they don't look as good, you know?
Now, when I reviewed that, when I got done reviewing the new one that I posted this month from them, they sent me like a, just a feedback form to fill out. And they were like, hey, we'd love for you just to elaborate. We love the video. We love hearing all the feedback. If you just want to put it in writing too, so that we can send it up the chain. and I was like, make an 84 liter. Like, let's go. Just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully they heed the advice.
I mean, those 48s are nice. And if you're not in the review space, like acquiring all the time, like you should reasonably be able to fit a good size collection in those. If you swap out for drawers, when I had them, I had 4 at one point because I was like, oh, I want to keep this going. And then I realized this is not, I can't keep buying a new fucking NeedOne every other month.
Yeah.
I had drawers in all of mine, and you get a lot of space if you can just buy the drawers. You can get them on Amazon when they're available, but you can fit a pretty good collection in. But an 80 would be really nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of cool that the humidor grows as your cigar collection grows, and you're constantly upgrading too. That's part of the hobby, I guess, in it.
Yeah.
It also, like, for me, I think that one of the reasons why I was able to hold on to a lot of cigars for a long period of time, like basically some from the entire 20 plus years that I've been smoking, is because of the fact that everybody told me starting off that, like, get one that you think that you won't ever need as much room for, right? Like, get one that's so big you don't ever plan on outgrowing it. So I started with a 28 bottle wine fridge, essentially, because they didn't make these thermoelectric humidors back in the day. And I just got shelves from it from an online cigar forum that somebody was making shelves back in the, this is how far you used to have to go, right? And man, like it's held on to some cigars for 20 years. You know, that still that have never moved from there.
Yeah. You have most of your collection in electronic stuff because of the temperature swings that you guys have over there?
No, you know, I used to leave it plugged in. The motor inside of that thing stopped working a long time ago, like probably over a decade ago now, because it just wasn't designed to, once again, like really handle anything that wasn't going super ultra cold and keeping wine bottles chilled somewhat. So like I would try to put it at, I think 65 was the highest that it went. I don't think that it ever went up to 70. Right. Yeah. And then I was like, okay, well, the cigars are getting too cold, or it's not really designed for this. I'm just going to leave it unplugged. And I've always had the good fortune of being able to keep it indoors. So regardless as to what the temperature is like outside, I mean, when it's 110 in Vegas, we have the AC cranking. So,
sure.
You know.
Yeah. I think that's where I got lucky too, is because my collection is kept in the basement and like the unfinished side. So it stays 68 degrees pretty much there all year round, which is perfect. And there's no humidity in my basement, really. I mean, there's a little bit, but I have dehumidifiers, and it keeps like the finished side of my basement perfect. So, I mean, Tupperdors have done like perfectly in that environment. Like it's been a blessing because, I mean, how cheap is a Tupperdor really? You know, it's go to Target and you buy one for like $14 or $15, and you're good to go.
Hell yeah! Just throw some busted up old boxes in there. There's your cedar.
Yeah, I've been buying trays, man. That was an expensive conversion, though.
Yeah. So, like, I've got my 79.3 liter full of 12 trays, right? Or wait, 16 trays maybe? Yeah. But then I've got a slightly smaller, more reasonable Tupperdor. That one I've literally just taken like old, you know how like Cubans oftentimes will come in like the unfinished cedar boxes, and some other cigars will too. I just broke them up and threw them in there, and then I've got like bags of
the non-dress boxes.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because I don't want to spend another, $120 filling that fucking thing up with cedar trays right now.
That's what I've been doing all year, man. It's like I used to do that. Anytime I'd get a box, I'd break it down, strip all the cedar out of it, like the corners and stuff, and use that. But then I got tired of all the bags. Like everything was just in bags, and it's hard to see what's in bags. And I'm fucking pulling shit out, trying to find certain things. So throughout the whole year, like they're hard to get because a lot of people hunt down these fucking cedar trays. And anytime we find them, we throw them on the Discord, and they're fucking sold out within seconds. So, once I'll check a couple times a month, but I'll buy like a 5-pack when I see them. And I got them almost in all of my Tupperdors now. I'm probably, how many Tupperdors do I have? It's like 12, 15. I got close to probably around 20 Tupperdors right now. And I think I got cedar trays in all of them. So It's a lot of
You're
work.
gonna have to make sure your cigar collection is insured, dude. Like you have enough that it's not a small amount of money. Hit up
Bring
your
on the
insurance
whiskey,
guy.
bro. Bring
Yeah,
on the whiskey.
my whiskey, guns, and cigar collection are pushing pretty high insurance claims if anything happens with this house.
Yeah. Just shoot a little video in everything, send it to your guy and be like, this much money's.
Yeah. If my collection burned down, I think I'm done, dude. I don't think I'm getting back in the hobby. I think I'm just gonna pack it in. That would be so depressing.
It'd be so sad.
Oh,
Yeah.
I've only been collecting for a few years. Michael, you've been collecting a lot longer than I have.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a lot of sentimental value. You know, like the porcelain Tatuaje black jar, all that stuff. You know, that's stuff that I would never probably give up. So, and then most of the cigars I've been able to throw up on the channel. So hopefully that'll live for forever in the ether of the internet. You know, and I'll always have that, which is cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that was one of the reasons why I wanted to do it too, was just to be able to have kind of a living journal.
Sure. I think that's why a lot of us start, really.
Mm-hmm.
And then you find other nerds that are just making videos and you're like, oh, that seems like fun, right? We could do that.
I never thought that it was going to be like this, where just randomly we would all be on a live stream smoking cigars together, you know? Like, never thought that in the beginning. Like, Cigar Hound Dog and then DJ and eventually EKB and John, you know, like now all of you guys. It's like, it's so cool.
Yeah. The Discords have been cool too, because everyone now you can see them, like everyone's in their cigar journey at different points too. So you have the guys that have been doing it for 30, 40 years and you see their collections and what they're smoking. Then you see like the newer guys that are just getting into it in a year or two and what they're going through. And it's fun to see everyone like build a little collection and like what's going into their collection. And then you see the seasoned guys like buying other stuff. So it's a lot of fun to see that.
Yeah.
Well, and then you see like guys that are kind of new join the Discord and then like rapidly get, you know, stuff pushed on them, not pushed on them, but suggested. And then they try it and they're like, holy shit, why was I smoking, you know, this?
Well, I mean, look
this
at you
was
guys,
available.
Look at you guys in Cigar Hound Dog and Cubans. Like if you just take where Cigar Hound Dog stood on Cubans at the very beginning of his channel, and now, you know, like I find it hysterical because the fact that I remember that, you know, I remember like catching the bug and just diving right into it, you know?
Sure. And how good does it feel like when you have a cigar that you love and you find like a new smoker and you recommend it and they get that same experience? You're like, this is so good. And you're like, yes, like you can see what I love about that cigar, like why I collect that cigar. And it's like, you're hopefully helping them get past the shitty part of cigar smoking, like the first few years where you're just buying volume off of like Cigar Page or, you know, Cigars International and just trying to all the bundle stuff. Like it's really cool to see the newer guys go, oh, if these guys are smoking this, let me try it. And then either loving it or, you know, it's not for them, but hopefully we're guiding some people into a better space.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, there's going back, you know, to the early 2000s, there were so little resources available on the internet. Now there's almost too many resources. So it's about people finding palettes that they agree with, palettes that are similar to their own, and then taking those recommendations and seeing if they work out for them. And you know what? Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. But I think that overall, for the most part, everybody gives some pretty sage advice between all of our little crews, you know?
Yeah. We got a question from Kyle here. He's having a Liga 9 Flying Pig. Best 9 I've ever had in a while. Have you guys noticed a dip in quality this year? Or is it me? I don't think it's just you.
Yeah, and I don't think it's just this year.
Yeah, no. I tried smoking that T52 on Friday. It's miserable.
Really?
Yeah, that was my second cigar. Miserable.
Yeah, I mean, we had one on Unbanded this previous month, November, and it did pretty well. think a lot of guys enjoyed it, but I've had better luck with the T52s, but the 10-year anniversary, like those two have been so inconsistent for me.
Well, and even my T52 that we smoked on the Unbanded was really linear and boring, and there wasn't a whole lot going on. So like even within that small sample size, a few guys really dug it. And what did it ultimately land on? Like a B?
I think it got an A. Because I
That's
think people in the
wild.
chat, I think the people in the chat really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I got the scores on Discord. Let me pull it up. No, I got a B tier. It finished in B.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to think like the best Liga that I've smoked this year. I don't know if I've smoked one that really wowed me. I mean, the Pharaohs, I always enjoy those.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My 9 that I smoked for the broadleaf shootout, that one hit pretty good.
Javi is smoking that Hoya.
I think that didn't they just re-release the pancetta, the UF4, the Liga UF4?
Yes.
I smoked that when 8 Lounge opened up here on the Strip, and that was fantastic. So hopefully that re-release is good. But I would strongly encourage everybody to seek those out, because I remember that one being one of my favorite Ligas, next to like the Feral Pig and stuff like that.
I'll have to look for it, because with all the inconsistencies, I was just not looking for their releases, to be honest. Like if I saw them in a store, I'd buy it, but I'm not going to shop online for them.
Right. Pancetta was good though.
The AJ 20th. Whew. Carp, did you smoke it?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
So here's kind of, I think I'm going to put my review out Thursday, right? But basically, it's like they actually aged some tobacco and made an AJ Fernandez cigar with it, and then let it rest long enough before they released it. Otherwise, it's just basically an AJ profile. I had a decent amount of pepper at light up, but that mellowed out, and then it was like they actually took their time making an AJ cigar. So I enjoyed it. I'm not going to get another one because it's not the type of cigar I like, but I think it was well done, and it's a good representation for a 20th anniversary within the profile that he typically puts out. Did you just get pepper fucked by it?
Oh, dude, it was an assault. It was an assault. It was miserable. Like in the second third, there was chocolate, and I was like, "Oh, it's gonna turn. Like hey, this is it. Thank God we're here finally." And then it's just fucking more pepper, and I was like, "Oh no!"
So the final third kind of sucked, right? And the light up was quite peppery, but just like between the light up and the final third was really quite enjoyable.
No, Keith. So to be fair, the lights were green, and the cable was green. You know, like it was easy to miss. The grass was tall too. It was my kid's fault. He's a good guy. But have you smoked that 20th, Michael? The AJ?
I have not.
Yeah, I don't know if you got to reach for it if you see it. You know, it's expensive too. It's like a $25 cigar, $26.
Yeah. Well, and that's one thing I said in my review. Like, if you look at his cigars online, they're anywhere between like $6.85 and like $16 for the Dias de Gloria Brazil. So like his average is around a $12 cigar. Now this 20th anniversary is like double the MSRP of all of his other cigars on average. So I mean, it did have a little bit of mustiness to it. So it's like they actually aged the tobacco, which I don't think they do. I think they under ferment most of his tobacco to give it that spice.
Whew.
But I don't know. You just keep getting bad luck because like that Black Friday, you got attacked by pepper too.
Dude, that so I watched your live on the regular Black Friday. And I was like, okay, I didn't have that experience too. It seemed like you had an okay one. Mine was just pepper.
Well, mine was also the 2023.
Right. Yeah, I've smoked that one. I'm talking about that one. Yeah. So that
Okay.
one was brutal for me. And then fucking
Really?
Carpenter sends me the Ometepe version, and I was like, maybe this will be better. And it fucking wasn't, dude. It was way worse. So yeah,
But then
thanks,
I
Mike.
think like me and also Matt in his review, we got hit with pepper at first, but then we
Yep.
had a really
Mm.
enjoyable center section of that cigar.
Yep.
So I think you're just getting real soft, bud, or something. Or you
Maybe,
have the
dude.
worst luck.
Maybe it's all these La Comina 10th anniversaries I've been smoking. It's tailoring my tolerance down.
Yeah, maybe.
That the Cubans. I mean, Cuban Pete, bro.
Palates are changing, man. Palates aren't changing.
That's it.
Yeah.
So
Now,
Hound
like-
Dog's getting less sensitive to spice. You're getting more sensitive to spice, and that does happen.
We're just opposite spectrums right now.
Yeah.
Right. Well, like
Yeah.
on my channel, I try and like kind of say, I will say whether or not I want to smoke the cigar again, but like I'll
Mm,
give a cigar credit if it's done well for what they're going for.
sure.
Even if it's what they're going for isn't what I want to smoke, like that AJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As soon as I smoked it, I was like, Johnny would like this, and then Albert. I was like, fucking Albert would love this cigar because he's a pepperhead, and that's right up his alley.
Yeah.
With how good that Nicaraguan series is by AJ at like $5-6 MSRP, man, he doesn't need to actually put his name on a single stick anymore for me. Like, I'll just smoke that and I'm good.
Yeah.
Because he
Bro.
makes plenty of other things for other brands, the artisanal Del Tobacco stuff, you know, that stuff's great. Or Artisano.
Yeah.
Like, dude, just stop. Just stop right there. That thing's perfect
Yeah.
the way that it is. Yeah, the El
Yeah.
Popo, Anthony just commented, like, you know.
It seems like he makes better cigars for other people.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of guys do that.
Yeah.
And speaking of Albert, you've met up with Albert before too, Michael, because yesterday he was on the live in Discord and he was smoking a cigar he got from you. It was the Extra Añejo.
Mhm. Yep.
He was in love, man.
Yeah, I gave him one of my last Extra Anejos that I got from Hound Dog, you know, and like he sent me the text last night and he was just like, dude, this thing is money. I'm like, yeah. I was just talking online about how much I miss it. I miss it so damn much. That was definitely a Migar. That was a cigar that, like, even though I put it on the list, I mean, that could have been a number one for me had I not have like toned it down just a little bit, you know, because I was just like, man, this is a cigar that just gets me.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a few extras because I have to send you your holiday cigar for the little holiday episode we're going to do. So I'll make sure I'll throw in two in there for you.
You're the best, dude.
No problem,
You're
man.
the best.
And speaking of the basin, have you smoked the, what's it, Mike? The Oriana? Is that it?
Yeah.
The other version? Yeah. Carpenter sent me one of the original releases, was it? And
yes,
it was so fucking good, dude. It was like chocolate mousse the whole time.
Yeah. I think that I smoked one of those, and there's another company that makes one similar, you know, leaf around the wrapper and stuff like that. I think I have it upstairs. I haven't smoked it yet. It's a little bit bigger. I think it's like a 660.
Okay.
But I think that they have a full line of those with a certain type of Amazon tobacco influence as well. I have to remember the name. It was handed to me by a buddy out here because he was like, you really like those basins, you should try this. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then he told me the name and it didn't come with a cello or anything. So I have to like try to look it up and remember. But it's supposedly it's very much like it.
I've seen those mentioned before. I like how I commented something about bring back the Oriana or whatever. And then CAO replied, they're like, oh, just wait. And then they put out this sampler of like 4 cigars I don't care if I ever smoke again. And one Oriana that's like probably not even the same blend. I'm like, that's not what I fucking meant, dude. Let me get a box. Like, come on.
Yeah,
you're not hustling your golds on me.
They're doing the same type of customer service as Madden right now and EA Sports. It's terrible.
Yeah. Terry, I've had good luck ordering from this place. That's all I'll say about that. And for people asking about the Discord, click the links in the Cigars Unbanded thing. Look for a Patreon. Sign up for the Patreon. You get a link for the Discord, and that's how that's done.
It's a good time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that. I saw your comment. That's wild.
Really?
I was just there on when did I send the pic of the Lamper Limitada? It was Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday. I was there. That's wild.
That is not good.
I have to go check my Som BDX Blanc. Make sure that it's all right. But I know that they stocked up. Yeah, the first one that I had out of that luxury pack just blew up on me, so I needed to go back there and grab another so that I could review it properly. Felt bad for Vlad. I was gonna call him and let him know, but I know that he's busy with the new baby and stuff like that. So just like, yeah.
It's a solid cigar, though.
Really good. You guys got a box-worthy cigar you want to mention right now?
I mean, the La Colmena 10th anniversary, like you said, that's definitely up there for sure. And it's only 10 cigars, so
yeah,
it's not expensive considering that they're $26 each on MSRP.
Trying to think what I've purchased recently. I mean, I'm in love with those Davidoff, or not the Davidoff Grand Cru, the Diademas. That cigar is freaking good, man. It's an expensive box, but I think that's got aging potential. It's such a nice cigar. Checks a lot of boxes for me. But I'm in love with that Byron 21st, the Maduro. That one, I've been smoking a lot of those lately. Also not a cheap cigar, but I found a deal on Black Friday. I scooped up a 10-pack, so.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
No recommendations from you, Carp? You never buy boxes.
Not really, man. I mean, I enjoy those. Those Diademas are really good, but like you said, it's an arm and a leg for a box, right? I really like that Som BDX Blanc. That was a really good cigar, and I don't even know how much those are.
They're not much.
I think they're 15-ish, 13 to 15-ish.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty
But you're
reasonable.
getting a Toro.
Yeah. And I mean, you know, there's other. If I could find like a whole box of those Grand Anniversarios at like the $22 MSRP, I would absolutely grab that just because I just really enjoy that cigar. And it's cool, like in shops, they're not like an Opus proper, so they seem to sit around a little bit longer because people that are just smoking the band are like, well, that's just a Fuente, and so they don't buy them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good cigar. That's definitely on one of my top lists this year too. That BDX is going to make a lot of lists, I have a feeling.
Yeah.
I don't think enough people have tried it. I mean, Som is still pretty much a brand I only see online. So if guys are just buying at B&Ms, like unless you got a really good B&M with a lot of boutique stuff around here, I don't see them, but it's definitely a brand you got to buy when you're online. Like if you're checking out, just be like, oh, let me see if they got some BDXs. Try it. It's worth it. It's worth a shot.
I'm pretty sure that Vlad has distribution in Texas, Chicago, Nevada, California, and a couple of other states, but he's only like maybe 10 states in right now.
Yeah. Well, this is his first year, or are we going on the second year of his own project?
Second year.
Okay.
Second year of his own project. But obviously, you know, his backstory working in California as a Som and then getting into cigars and doing distribution for Lampert and God, what's the other guy? Castagli, you know, and a couple of other brands. Whatever states they were in, he was going to, right? And cultivating those relationships with those tobacconists. So I think that was where, you know, those became the top states to start off in. And being that he doesn't have a sales team, it's just him.
Sure.
Like,
Yeah, that's a tough industry to crack, man. And at
Mhm.
least he's putting out the cigars to back it up, because there's plenty of companies that try and their cigars are dog shit. But Vlad's got
Yeah.
it down.
And I don't think that
For
I've smoked
sure.
a single cigar of his that I haven't liked. Like the Rioja at the beginning of the year, I loved. I put it on the list. You know, we'll see
Yep.
if it makes it all the way to the end. I still have to smoke another one. That's going to be like a confirmation thing for sure. And then, you know, like the Premier Crew in the Som BDX, that first release with the all that aged tobacco from the Kilner Boutique, was fantastic.
Yeah.
You know,
You can't go wrong when you're using KBF tobacco. Very rarely is that blend going to suck.
No.
Yeah. Matt's checking in from the emergency vet. Let us know, man. Hopefully, Ruthy, he's okay.
Yeah, man. Hope he's feeling better.
Someone mentioned the Diamond Crown, the natural too earlier. What a nice rebranding. That band
Oh
is
yeah.
beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful. I just put that along with the Ocean Breeze in my 2 giveaways for this month. And like, yeah, I was like, no, these need to go out to people.
They hurt a little bit though. You're like, I can keep these.
It's all good. Want to share it.
Mm-hmm. I saw Curtis won another giveaway too. Jesus. Curtis has won like 5 giveaways this year. That guy. He's a good dude. Good dude. He's in everyone's Patreon. We appreciate the support, Curtis.
Yeah. I mean, that's dope that, you know, supporting everybody, and you also got stuff from everybody. Like that's how it should be.
Yeah. I'm going to load up my Patreon for December. I'm going to make sure we got some good packs going out for Christmas.
I feel bad because the guy who designs my my cigar stands with the Master Your Ash logo, the wooden stands, he came up like it looked like it was going to go to him, and then boom, just switched over to the next guy. He's been
damn.
He lives like 10 minutes away from me, and it's so funny because every single time he's like, "Oh man," and then he's like, "No, just kidding, congrats." And I'm like, "Dude, you were right there again."
Yeah.
Next time that I order cigar stands, I just got to bring him like some sticks, hold him over.
Yeah.
There's only one warped in my S tier. Okay, there's only one warped in my S tier,
The
and
Chinchale.
there's no list for that cigar. I got warp sprinkled in. We got a couple B tier warps. I don't think there's anything in the A tier, but I'll start dropping those like one a week. Start with F tier, and I'll work our way to the S tier.
Sure. I wonder, does your list, now that you technically YouTube review, does your list qualify for Half Wheels consensus? Because they don't take people who just review on Instagram.
Yeah.
But since your list is on Instagram, does it then not count? Or maybe if you do I don't know.
I might do videos for the top 10s. Maybe I'll do short format videos for that, but maybe they'll take Cigars Unbanded into consideration. I mean, that is a 40, 50 people smoking a cigar and rating it. You know, that's pretty significant, right?
Are you going to do a Cigars Unbanded top 10? Just all of the A and S tiers we've had this year?
Well, we did the 6-month recap where we recapped the first 6 months in the cigars, and we went through. I had that on slides, and we kind of just touched point on all of them. So we could probably do that for the whole year too. I'll break them down by category, and we'll just do it on a live. Just kind of review them.
It's a really nice touch.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's so confusing. Like you got to keep track of this shit, or you just forget.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you're on that list, Michael? For Half Wheel consensus?
Yeah, surprisingly, they had our channels on pretty early on. I feel like 2022 maybe was when we first started doing our best of lists, and they took them right off of that. So for the last 2 years.
Nice.
Yeah,
I think there's a surprisingly large amount of people doing cigar reviews on YouTube, but there's also a surprisingly small amount of people doing them well. You know?
Yeah, maybe.
Saw your stuff and they're like, hey, this guy's actually doing it.
Yeah.
Probably consider his list.
I'd like to think that if you appear to be pretty unbiased and well-spoken, I guess, for the most part, about how you perceive what you're tasting, it's a little bit easier for both people to understand and trust what you're saying. And then also to, for the places that are trying to compile these lists and repositories for them to consider it, right? So I like to think that without blowing too much smoke up all of our butts. But another thing too is that, like, when I got into it, I didn't really see very many people back then articulating to the way that like somebody like Hound Dog articulates it, or even the way that I like to do it, because what I saw a lot of was somebody saying that something was good and then not qualifying the statement with a lot of things. Like, there were people like Joe Knows who dive so far into the flavor profiles and they can pick out so many things to the point where you're sitting there and you're like, wait, hold on. Did he just say rubber garden hose and wet cement and dry leaves? Like, how does that? I don't normally taste those things. But like, once again, and I've talked about this on the lives too, I was constantly in rooms on the alcohol side where sommeliers would do that with wine. And I would sit there and go like, wait, hold on. What the hell did they just say? Like damp rainforest floor. How did they get that? And it was, some of it you were like, that's bullshit, man. Come on now. Don't throw that. But then you start tasting things and you're like, okay, how do I qualify how this particular Rioja is different than that one? And why does it taste so much more earthier than this? And like, when you're doing all of that, I guess that it's also very easy to kind of use those things, that terminology. And I think that just also makes it a little bit easier for people to perceive in certain ways. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully people can find the reviewers that they know are genuine, because it's pretty easy to tell a sales pitch from a guy reviewing a cigar and giving his thoughts. I feel like there's a lot of guys just pitching cigars to hopefully get a brand owner on a live stream or free stuff sent to you. Which is cool. Run your channel however you want, but just, if you're watching someone trying to sell you something, you should be a little weary of the information you're getting, especially if everything's amazing. Like, this cigar is a banger. It's like, well, maybe, but it might not be too. It's a good chance it's not.
Yeah. And every industry has that. You can look at 5 crypto reviewers or 5 stock reviewers, and everybody wants to give you their Robinhood code. Like, it's just part of the industry.
Buy my coin. It's going to go to the moon.
Yeah, exactly.
As soon as you buy it, I'm dumping it. So
that's it.
Carpenter, you going to give us a Tyson back shot this Christmas? What is happening here?
With my assless chaps.
Oh, yeah. That's right. When Tyson walked away from the interview and his butt cheeks were hanging out.
Yeah.
I feel like that was just confirmation that Mike Tyson's still Mike Tyson, though. That was a very Tyson-esque thing to do.
Yep. And then he got in the ring and everyone was like, he's getting paid a lot. He's getting paid a lot for this fight.
Speaking of taking some money and a dive, I mean,
Yeah. How many punches did you see him pull back? I was like, man, that should have went all the way through because it would have connected.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, can't be mad at him. How old is he? 62? Somewhere around there? Making some money.
Is he in his 60s?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was 58.
I thought it was 68 too.
Yeah, it's close enough. Close enough.
Might as well.
Yeah.
What's up, Fred, Lawrence, Eric, everybody down
catch
there?
up here.
See it.
The ATF. Yeah, listen, I lost all my guns in the boating accident. All that good stuff. Yeah, you just started your journey at the beginning of the year. It's funny, man. I've been smoking for a long fucking time, more consistently in the past like 5 years, but a huge shift for me this year. I was always a broadleaf guy, Mexican San Andreas, like a heavy kind of Maduro guy, and those Cubans fell into my lap. AZ, Sal gave me a bunch of stuff to try, and it's just been shifting my palate. Like, have you noticed that, Mike? Like, just every few years, you kind of do like a 180 on your palate or anything?
Yeah, 100%, dude. I mean, there's some Sanj cigars, right? Like the black that I
Mhm.
absolutely loved 2 years ago when it first came out, and it becomes harder and harder for me to smoke that. I've noticed in the last few months,
Mm.
and I really loved it. I still think that it's a great stick, but it's just like not where my palate's at right now. And some of the Saka stuff too that I really liked. Like even last night I was contemplating there was a deal for some Saka cons. And I was like, dude, I can get these at a great value, this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, when am I gonna go for 2.5 hours on that stick and be like, yeah, that's what I want right now? When they first came out, I was buzzing through those, and then I
Yeah.
was just like, no, I don't want to. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it right now. I'm not feeling that flavor profile right now. That's
Yeah.
wild.
It's funny you
Yeah,
mentioned
that's
that cigar
interesting.
specifically because I love the Sakakan. It's like, I
Mhm.
think it was my number one last year.
Mhm.
And I've had a couple recently, and I get to the second, third, and I'm like, I know this cigar is not going to change, and I'm enjoying the flavor, but I don't think I want to be here for another hour. And it's just
Yep,
like, I'm going to put it down now. I'm just going to put it down.
it's wild, man.
I typically don't like a cigar bigger than a Toro. Usually, like a Toro is enough of the profile, and I'm like,
Mhm.
we're good.
Mm-hmm.
I also feel like the environment, smoking outside in the cold, kind of forces you to curate your stash and what you're going to be smoking a little bit more, because like if you're gonna do a Saka con, you want to do it while the sun's still out. You want to make sure that you can invest that 3 hours to it or 2.5,
Sure.
like
Mhm.
all that stuff, right? You think differently in different
It's like
time
a
periods.
springtime smoke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Coming out of your cave, you're like, good cigar. I could be outside and not freeze my nuts off. Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
Like that was one of the things about the Amazon Basins at the beginning of the year that Hound Dog sent me. I was just like, look, this is going to be a 2 hour plus smoke. I want to sit back and enjoy this and not have to deal with anything.
Right. Yep. That's like the bowl. I got a lot of
Hmm.
bowls, LFD bowls, but I rarely smoke them because it's a time commitment. But that cigar is so good. Like, that hasn't changed. I love that cigar, but I want to make sure
Yeah.
I have the time to nub it because, they're fucking amazing. Like,
And I think that
can't
Yeah.
go
this is an
wrong.
even bigger clarification than just like the best of lists every year, right? Because there are some cigars that no matter how much your palate changes, you go back to them after a decade, after 5 years, and you're like, oh yeah, I really love this damn stick. And I think that
Yeah.
the Andalusian Bull is one of those that does stand the test of time for a lot of people that love it.
Yeah.
It's got that Money 2 Cohiba Siglo Escondidos kind of vibe to it, where it's
Mm,
just like, I can rock with this anytime.
sure.
Classic.
Yeah. That's like the Don Carlos too for me. If I don't
Hmm.
know what I want to smoke that night, or if I'm out and I go to a lounge, I just always grab a number two.
Yeah.
It will never steer you wrong. That blend it tastes as good as the first time I had it. It's just the consistency. We talk about it a lot, but the consistency in that cigar is phenomenal. That Fuente has been able to uphold that standard for so long.
Absolutely.
Best league I've had was the L40. Loving the Lanceros. All right.
Nice.
Go use the restroom real quick.
Yeah. Terrence in his L Rays, you saying that's where he steers everyone to him because it's just a good cigar. Yeah.
Yeah. I just lit up this original documents
Mm-hmm.
MJ12 that Matt just sent me. And it is real nice.
What's up, Nick? Cigars and Smoke. Yeah, we have a guy in our Discord. He goes by the name of AZ. If you message him, he will send you any Habanos you want, just for no reason. He's a nice guy. You should meet him.
Yeah. He has like all of them too.
Yeah, a lot. I had the UF13 recently. It was okay. It was okay.
Yeah, I think I actually I had that at the in Fuego in Vegas when I visited Michael, and it was okay.
Yeah.
Like it was kind of tastes like a, a Unico series.
Definitely rigged. That's it. I'm not rolling anymore. I'm just going to tell you who wins and you're going to like it.
Mm-hmm.
Carp, you're going to win next month. You're not even on the Patreon.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, bud.
I win the Peter giveaway like every 2 months.
Yeah,
it's like, I got some shit. You should do a series. Here's all of them. All right, okay.
The I got some shit series. We'll do that.
Yeah. I'm guessing I'll be doing a 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Probably if my growth rate stays the same, it'll be around mid-December.
Getting close, man. You're getting close to that 1K.
I'm at
what are you at, about 960?
Yeah, 958 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Subscribe to Cigar Carpenter, man.
I'm going to put the announcement in a not popular cigar, not popular widely, and I'm going to put it at the end of the video because I don't want to like drive subscriptions based on having that, because then you just get a bunch of subscribers that don't even watch your shit subscribe, and then nobody comments, views. Yeah, I don't want that,
Well, that's so like when I did that. Go ahead.
Well, so that's why it's going to be at the end of a video that's not like a Liga 9 or something, and only the people that actually watch my stuff will get the memo and say the thing. And
there you go. 76 people in the chat. Make sure you watch all of Carpy's videos for the next few weeks if you want a chance to win some cigars.
You never know when it's going to drop.
That's right. Well, that's like when we did Unbanded. I did that massive giveaway. We got like an influx of people. And I was like, oh, cool. We're going to get some new people watching the live shows. It's going to be great. It didn't translate at all. It's like we got subscribers and we got like no real viewers. I was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
But at least one of our people who watches the show and supports everyone, Steve, won. So that was awesome.
Hell yeah. Couldn't have been a better dude to win it.
100%.
Yeah, he won the grand prize, and then like the two other prizes were guys I had no idea who they were, and they got their cigars, and that was it.
Nice. That's also why I like the Patreon. I love the Patreon and the Discord because the fact that, like, and I don't kick people out of the Discord if they stop on Patreon for whatever reason. I know that most people, they got different financial things that happen and stuff like that. Like, but I think that it's really cool to build the community for everybody that really wants that heightened experience and wants to really nerd out too.
Sure. Yeah. We haven't had any issues with that either. We haven't had to kick anyone out yet. So that's been cool. Everyone who's joined the Discord has been a cool dude and gotten along with the group, which is awesome.
Yeah. Yours is like so much fun. Yeah. I really hope that we can keep that momentum going into next year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
It's a good time.
We're at like 90 members almost. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're at 88 members right now, and almost, more than half of that is active. And the lounge is busy most nights. Like there's usually a handful of guys smoking in there every night together. And the chat's fun, and there's other rooms in there. There's a alcohol room. There's guys into pipe smoking too. So it's been fun. It's been rough on the wallet, that's for sure. I know a lot of guys are buying shit that when deals pop up, it gets posted. We've bought inventory out of like certain cigars at certain shops and stuff. It's been a little nutty.
What did somebody posted something today where they were like, oh, this is good for an inexpensive cigar, and he's like, what am I doing? I'm talking in the Discord that owns 75% of the existing Atabay Blacks.
Yes.
Oh man, when we found that shop, they had like 8 boxes left of Atabay Blacks. We bought them out in 2 days. Everybody just fucking went in hard. It was great. the guy at the B&M was like, "What's going on?" Because we had to phone call him in to order him. He's like, "What's happening?" And Johnny OCD was like the last guy, I think. He's like, "Oh, there's a Discord. We're just buying everything out." And the guy's like, "Oh, nice, cool." Yeah.
Yeah, for a shop, that's a great connection.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. Yep. And there's exclusive deals in there too. We got Tip Tops in there, and Greg posts some stuff too, and Secreto's in there, and they post. Well, I don't know if you're getting deals with Secreto. You just get Ronnie's fucking diarrhea of chat, and then you can buy cigars from him if you want. But you know, what are you gonna do?
It's kind of funny that Ronnie is so like he's quiet when you meet him in person, but
Yep.
he can type, man. That man can type.
Yeah.
You know, like in
Yeah.
person, he's like, I don't want to talk about shit. I don't, this, that, the other thing. Very nice. Always very, very nice. But like,
Yeah,
he'll type away a storm.
it's just diarrhea, man.
Doesn't always make sense. It's always in all caps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because I have like all of my apps I have them set to like the night mode or like blacked out, right? So I don't know if the colors that he is choosing for his emails are just atrocious or the fact that I have it on black mode. One of the most recent emails, it was like
Same.
it was one shade different or something. So you're like trying to read it and you're like, ah, fuck it. Like,
Yeah.
not.
It was like white and maroon and then greenish and all kinds of weird shit was going on. I'm just like,
so
everyone's
weird
right now.
He needs to have his
So
wife proofread those or something. He's got to hire some. Send them to me. Send me a free box of Don Derma quarterly, and I'll read your emails before they go out. Holy shit, Ronnie. Fuck. Dunbar
Dunbar.
Peter. Listen, that green Micarita I just smoked, it was good, man. It was the number 2 size torpedo. Way better than that Potapero. Well, I haven't smoked the Potapero yet, but I'm assuming it's way better than it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fred, what are you smoking for your birthday, man? Cigar Head Fred is birthday tomorrow.
Oh,
Nice.
another
Happy
December,
birthday,
baby.
Fred.
Happy birthday, buddy. I think we're doing, Saturday, this coming Saturday, we're doing a live stream. Because Hound Dog and I share the same birthday, so we're going to do a little birthday live.
Nice.
So I don't know. I don't know if we're theming it. I don't know what we're doing. It'll just be a cigars with friends. Probably smoke out of Big Blacks or something, or maybe a 97. You know, something good.
Yeah.
What's this? The Alma de Fuego Ometepe. Yeah, I mean that was a terrible cigar.
I liked it. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't worth $80 or
$100.
whatever, 100. No way. None of them that we've smoked thus far have been anywhere near worth that much. It's almost as if there's no cigar that's worth $100.
It's true.
I don't know.
Famous words.
We might be finding something out here.
Well, who knows, man? This month we'll be doing the Opus Society. Fingers crossed. I mean, Fuente can do it, right? They can do it.
If I ever fucking get mine, god damn, I gotta call that guy tomorrow.
I know a couple guys pre-ordered and still have not gotten them in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dunbarton is forever. I'll find out. I got to smoke through that Lancero set.
I know that Saka will always have like the broadleaf lovers, right? But there's trends, Eventually,
yeah,
broadleaf is gonna dip, and he's got to diversify a little bit more than he has if he's gonna, survive the dip.
Well, he's got the FSG coming out, right? So that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
There's a rumor that one of the Lanceros in that Go Fuck Yourself set is Cameroon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that he's toying with Cameroon and maybe something on the horizon there. I'd love to see that. Let's see.
Yeah, we tried to get him to talk about Cameroon when he was on our live, and it was just, it has to be a certain quality, I'm sure.
Yeah. And I mean, whoever gets Cameroon right now is getting the best of the best. So it's like he wouldn't want to dabble if he's not going to get good leaf.
Right.
Saka's not putting out half-ass cigars. If he doesn't like them, they're not going to hit the market.
Yeah.
I think too with Saka, he has enough loyalists, and he doesn't care if the business grows and scales to this like behemoth, right? Like, yeah,
Sure, true.
if one day somebody made an offer that he couldn't refuse, of course he would consider it. But if it just stays the way that it stays, I mean, he's still living the life, right?
Yeah.
He's not struggling, that's for sure. I mean, he constantly has product that's back ordered and we can't get our hands on, and
Yep.
he'll be fine no matter what he does.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what we got with this question. Your thoughts around the Liga and the flavored version, non-flavored controversy. You guys got this one? Need some clarification?
Because they make flavored sticks, like with the acid lines and stuff like that.
The Deadwood stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just different markets, right?
I mean, I've always been of the mindset that if it invites more people into smoking regular cigars, you know, flavored cigars serve a purpose, right? Some of them are actually halfway decent, at least for the first 30 minutes that you smoke it, right?
Yeah.
Could be a good palate cleanser as well in between something, like a little intermezzo. But, you know, at the end of the day, for the people that just want to be included, you know, that's why non-alcoholic spirits exist, right?
Yeah. I mean, my wife's not a cigar smoker at all, but if she goes to a lounge with me, she'll grab a Deadwood and she'll be fine.
Exactly.
And, I mean, she's only going to smoke a third of it, but she just wants to be there hanging out, having a good time. She knows I enjoy it. So,
yeah. And if she was smoking a regular cigar, she would probably only smoke an eighth of it or a third of it and hate every single minute of it.
Yeah.
She still do it because she's a trooper and she loves you, but you know, like that's what it's about.
Yeah. I've had all of the Deadwoods, but the girl with no name, and they're not really for me. But I think there was only one that I like put down. It was like the Crazy Alice, I think. It's.
Yeah. It's not for you.
Definitely not the black honey. Stay away from the black honey, whatever you do.
Yeah.
Stay away from the black honey. You really can't go wrong with the number 44 or the 10th. I think that the 10th is worth it if you want to splurge. If you're just feeling out the brand and everything, the 44 is great too. But yeah, stay away from the black honey.
The 44 is definitely a milder version. Because the 10th is just higher priming. So it's from what I've read, it's the same blend more or less, but higher priming. So you're going to get more woodiness. You're going to get a little bit more spice, a little bit more body.
Bigger ring gauge.
I prefer the 44, but both of them are good.
One's okay. One's really good. You should try the 10th. The 10th is really good.
Those Cubans haven't made you soft yet, Pete.
Not yet. We're getting close though. What is this new release from Tatuai? Have you guys seen it?
Yeah, my shop's got both of them. There's like 2 different iterations.
That was a old label that they had, the La Requesa.
Yeah. What's it called?
Do you guys think the hobby is growing, or is there just more places for us to all connect and chat? It's just got started earlier this year.
I mean, year over year, there's more cigars being sold.
Yeah.
It doesn't necessarily mean that there are more cigar smokers, though.
Right.
We'd like to believe that it's growing, but I don't know. Because sales are indicative of the prices increasing. They're also indicative of people buying, you know, more because there's more brands and more things out there. But I don't think that the amount of smokers match how many new cigar brands there are.
Sure. I think it's just easier to connect with more people in your said hobby now than it ever was before, you know?
Yep.
For sure.
Internet.
Yeah, this is a perfect example. There's 77 people on a Sunday night watching three dudes smoke a cigar with some other people in the chat smoking cigars. You know, that's pretty fucking cool. 5 years ago, I'm sure there was this, but it was much smaller. And 10 years ago, there was probably none of this.
Right.
So outside of like forums, you know, but I think the availability of people on Instagram, making connections with each other, YouTube, all the Facebook group communities, you can find local groups a lot easier now. This is definitely making it easier for the current cigar smokers to connect. And I'm sure people are stumbling upon our stuff more maybe and getting curious about it. So maybe that's a ripple effect, which would be nice. Yeah. Oh yeah. How did we forget about the bronze back for box worthy?
Yeah.
So bundle worthy
cigar.
Yeah.
And super affordable.
Absolutely. Thoughts and prayers for Ruthy. Get better, buddy. Let's see what else we got here. We're about at an hour 30. We weren't going to go too much longer. We want to keep everyone on a Sunday night. Bronze back cigar of the year. I think it's going to make a lot of top 10 lists for sure. Everybody but Rogers for some reason.
Yeah.
Do you guys keep a spreadsheet? Yeah, there's a tab in the Discord. It's called CU Scores. And I try to update it every week on what we're smoking. So every episode is there with the cigar description, who was on that episode, if it was a guest episode, all that stuff, and the tiers on there as well. Because we're at 50 episodes. It'll be our 51st this week.
Nice.
Dude. Yeah, we started first week of January, so we haven't missed a week yet, and we've been fucking crushing.
Congrats, man.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thanks to you, Michael. I mean, most of us came from your chat in the Infamous group, man.
For sure.
That's how we met all the guys. That's how I met Roger, Felipe, Mike. We all spawned from you guys.
It's important, man.
And we're trying to pay it forward too. The Stogie Society is a new podcast of some of our friends that are putting out stuff now, and we, you know, I've been on that show already. Hound Dog's been on that show. They've had a couple other guests, but that's another live that goes Wednesdays, 9:15, I think, 9:30ish p.m. Eastern my time. So check them out as well.
I mean, 1T Matt's on it. How can you not?
Yeah, Sober Cigars. He's the best. Let me see. I'm going to comb through, see if there's any other questions before we head out. How was your cigars, guys? I mean, this thing is still going, and I've been smoking it the whole time. It's been great. Yeah.
That first one was pretty good. I don't know that I'd buy a box or anything, but you're not going to hate smoking it. And this one's also pretty good. It's kind of the way I feel about all Illusione. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
The TAA Privé I have not enjoyed as much as the one that I reviewed some time ago. It was really harsh and spicy in the beginning. Had a great second third, and now we're back to like kind of just coalescing flavors in the final third. So not exactly my favorite, but overall it was nice to hang out with all of you fellas and the chat.
Hell yeah. Joseph, we can't give .coms or anything, but I think a lot of us shop online. I mean,
yeah,
you know, it seems to be the easiest way to get cigars you're looking for these days, but I'm a firm believer of B&Ms, man. Go to your local shops, make connections, get to know the people who work there, get to know the owners. You'll get privy to stuff that's coming in. That's how I find a lot of the hard to find stuff, because if it's online, it's gone in a second. If it's something you've been looking for, there's a good chance there's a lot of people looking for it. So, you know, today I walked into my B&M and they had a box of Opus Sharks, and I was like, well, I'm gonna grab some of these. They were priced at $26 a stick too. I was like, not mad at that. So
no, it's not bad.
Can't find those online, and if you do, probably paying a lot more than $26.
Oh yeah, and I know a lot of people. I mean, I suppose this is like state dependent, right? But Minnesota's cap on tax per cigar is like 50 cents, right? And my B&M doesn't price gouge. So like you said, if you develop a relationship with them, I walk in there and they're like, hey, Mike, guess what we got? And they like open up the cabinet that they only show people that frequent there, you know?
Sure.
And then it's not crazy price gouged. So it's nice. That, and if you go to random tobacco shops that have a small humidor in them, every once in a while you find gems.
Or even like a liquor store
Yeah.
that has a humidor. You know, like Alchemist, just coming up on bases left and right. That dog.
Yeah, because no one's going into a Total Wine looking for cigars. I can tell you that much. Because the ones near me don't have good humidors, and I check every time I go in there, and they're garbage, dude. But you find some gems.
If you're in a very highly taxed state like SoCal, then you got to work around it, man. There's a lot of resources, though. Check out the Unbanded Patreon. They'll definitely steer you in the right direction.
Yep. I don't think anyone on this panel is smoking 70 ring gauges, dude.
I have one. What was
I don't
that?
think I have
The 770 that Greg sent in one of those Tip Talk packs. I'm like, ooh.
Oh, you know
might
what?
have to review it.
I do have one. It's the BBC from my local shop. The owner's a big fan of Cornish game hens. So being that they own a factory in the Dominican Republic, he called it the Big Black Cock, and he has a black rooster as the band.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to send that out to somebody. He's got to figure out who. I think DJ. DJ will be the only one that won't vomit in his mouth.
Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah.
What do you guys
think here?
See, Terrence knows. It's actually a really good stick from what everybody's told me. I just don't know if I'll ever smoke it.
I would definitely pick the Melanio too if I had to choose between these two.
Yeah. Don't smoke the Master Blends 3 Maduro, whatever you do.
What did you think we were going to do?
Yeah. I think we've all smoked the Crocodile. I think everyone enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It's box worthy.
Seems like the Corona Gorda is, in my experience, was better than the Toro.
You hear that, Hound Dog? Are you still listening, buddy? It is.
I have one of each left. I'm gonna revisit, but
shootout.
Dun, dun, dun.
Two cigar shootout.
That's a blessing for you, because after that Dunbarton 8-9 cigar shootout,
some of those, it was. I mean, I don't get Master Your Ash type numbers or Hound Dog type numbers on views, but some of those, it was just watching them like slowly get. Some of them only like just barely broke 200 views. I'm like, it's kind of niche.
A little bit.
None of us get cigar Hound Dog type views, man. At least not regularly.
Not yet. Not yet, right, boys?
Not yet.
We got any favorite rappers, guys?
I mean, Cameroon, Broadleaf. I generally like those. I like a lot of shade wrappers too. So Ecuadorian shade, to be specific.
Yeah, probably broadleaf, Cameroon, and Ecuadorians for me as well.
That's a good list. I mean, I'm not really too dead set on a particular wrapper leaf, because I mean, you could have a broadleaf that just tastes like dirt, and then you can have a broadleaf that's amazing.
Yeah,
it's
all
all
the same
dependent
about
on the
San
blend.
Andres. Same about MSA. It's like some of them are just so minerally. It's like as DJ calls it, a battery, and then like licking a battery. And then some of them are so chocolatey and delicious. You're like, what did you do?
Yeah.
What type of black magic is this?
Well, and that's like a cigar that has been really, or a blend that's been really trendy to do within the past year, is MSA over Nika. So like when I smoked that El Pulpo for review, I was like, this is going to be the same old shit. But then it actually had some complexity to it. I was like, oh, damn. You pulled it off. You really did.
Yeah. I don't think I look at cigars and go, oh, this doesn't have a wrapper I like, so I don't try it. I kind of don't even look at the breakdown of the cigar until I'm smoking it. So for me, it's just, I'll try anything. Like if it looks appealing or if someone's recommended it or if it's new, like I'll give it a shot. But I mean, going into like broadleaf, I know what to expect. Going into like a Cameroon, I know what I'm looking for. You know, you just kind of have these notes that are associated with certain things. We got a little hole.
Isn't it weird? Isn't it weird how you can like immediately tell when you've got a tunnel, even if it's a tiny one? Like, why did the smoke production just quit on this?
Yeah.
Give her the pinch.
PB 97 because you were born in 97? Jesus Christ, I feel old. Christ.
Damn. You are old. Me and Michael over here are real young comparatively.
Take it easy, all right? 84 is a good year. That's all I got to say. All right, gentlemen, we got anything else? I'm just going to go quick. Yeah, man, I'm still in the tent. You can't even tell. I got the backdrop. Everything's rigged up. Exhaust. I'm going to do a video. I did a little short, but people are like, what are you using for exhaust? What are you using for smoke eaters? Like, I'll make a little video of everything I got in here. It's pretty sick setup, though.
Yeah, you got to do your Cigar Brother tour.
Yeah. I'll do something of the sorts. Yeah. Yeah.
Just don't put your what did he do the one time he had the friggin' air filter that he put in front of the fan?
Oh, yeah. Not good.
That was incredible.
Not good.
Just because this guy has asked multiple times.
Yeah,
I had it, thought it was okay.
Yeah. Bits of Havana, And I bought a box. Sight unseen.
It's one I used to really like, and then I've gone back to it, and it's been okay for me. Yeah. But all right, boys. I think we're good. Michael, you got anything you want to plug for this week?
Oh, well, I mean, we'll have two reviews. We'll have the PB97 Patron Maduro. That is going to be fun. And then hopefully the Sam BDX Blanc, if I get everything filmed on time tomorrow. And yeah, other than that, man, we're just going to be going through the list, checking it twice, trying to figure out who's going to be Cigar of the Year. And that'll be it.
There you go. Follow Michael on all of his socials, Master Your Ass, IG, YouTube, all that stuff. Carp, what do you got coming out?
Nothing but bangers.
Nothing but bangers.
No, I got that. I've got the Padron 60th coming out tomorrow, and then I'll do the and then I'll do the AJ 20th on Thursday. And then a lot of videos I got to get out to because some of them are going to be on the list. So, bunch of good cigars and some other shit sprinkled in between. Maybe I'll do like a Romeo 1980 or 1875 Bully just to give you something fucking boring.
Don't do that. Nobody needs that. No one's asking for it.
That has been in my queue of videos for so long. I'm like,
yeah. My dad would watch that review because it's the only cigar he fucking smokes, man. That's it.
It's not good.
No, it's not.
Sumatra. Like I smoked that thing and I'm like, where is the Sumatra in this? How did they sucked all the flavor out of it? Yeah, it's the bad cigar.
What else? We got Thursday we'll be on Cigars Unbanded episode 51. It's the first cigar in the December pack. The packs are sold out, so if you don't have a pack, sign up Tip Top. Sign up for notifications for the next month. We'll be doing that. And then I think Saturday we're doing a live stream. We'll do another Cigars with Friends. It'll be a little birthday stream. If Fred is available, Fred, come on man. We'll do a little Sagittarius birthday celebration.
There you go.
And I think that's it. Make sure you subscribe. Boy. Carpy's giveaways coming soon. Subscribe. Cigar Carpenter.
Oh, geez.
Yeah. And Mike, thanks for coming on. Michael, appreciate it, man.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, everybody in the chat. We'll see you soon. Later, guys.
Later, everybody.
See ya.